So after winning the World Series, we're back with our Oakland A's franchise. We're the 2025 World Series champions. We're going into the offseason here, and we'll see what we have in store. So Miguel Blumenthal has decided to retire after getting himself a ring. Okay. My hitting coach. Okay. Roldis Chapman, we kind of figured he would. Juan Quintana retires at 25 years old. And Johan Franco at 23 years old. Okay. Other notable ones, Tanner Houck for ability. The Yusei Kaduchi. Probably mispronouncing that. Kyle Farmer, Tyler Naquin. Bruce Zimmerman retires at 31. Looking through. David Peralta, left fielder for the Mets. I don't think he was on their MLB roster. Will Smith retires. I don't think we saw him. AJ Pollock at 38 years old. Josh Limbom at 38 years old as well. Matt Adams hangs it up at 37. Todd Frazier hangs it up as well at 40. That's the biggest ones there. Elvis Andrews. Going through, nothing big there. Okay. No 2025 Hall of Fame inductees. Okay. So, review the staff. Hitting coach. Let's go with Dyson here. The first base coach. Go Tim Wise. Okay, our exclusive free agents. Jesus Luzardo. We are going to sign you. I'm fine with that. We're going to tender the qualifying offer as well. We're going to let Tommy Edman go. Well, Leitzinger is 31 years old. He is still going up, and I thought he did pretty well for us. $8 million a year. Let's give him $8 million a year for 2 years. Let's front load it. Actually, let's give him a normal one. Jesse Winker. At 32 years old, he made 261. We have Will Benson. We also have Santander on the roster. Dominic Smith's also going to be on the roster. Okay, so I mean, you know what? We're going to make an executive decision, and that is Shohei Ohtani will not be batting. So what does Winker want? $5 million? Okay. And we'll let Chris Taylor go from there. Okay. He's going to be at AAA, so it's not going to matter. Fry is not under contract. Okay. Luzardo does accept that 5-year, $83 million contract. The Leitzinga accept his 2 years, 16.2. Goldschmidt exercised the option. Jace Fry didn't. Winker did resign for 3 years, $17 million. Okay. Carlos Correa is dealt from the Angels. And the Rangers require, or he's dealt to the Angels. And the Rangers acquire Anthony Rendon at 35 and Sonny Gray at 36. Trying to get something going there for the Rangers. Okay. Select the 40-man roster. And Hendricks is going to stay playing. Okay. Do we have the same rotation at this point? I mean, he's still consistently pitching well. Golby, I'm not worried. Same thing with Gelman, I'm not worried. McDonald, I'm not worried. Bondu, I'm not worried. Neither am I with Harrington. Okay. Arbitration now. Zach Collins is 1 year of arbitration. Okay, 4-5. For Sohn, we're going to offer arbitration. Same thing with here, 4.5. Kopech is in arbitration for 2 more years. Might as well just offer him arbitration. Same thing with Matthew Thompson. You know what? To make it balanced, we're going to allow Matthew Thompson to kind of go fourth. Ronaldo Hernandez, 240. We're not going to give him arbitration. We're going to let him go. Toro. Frazier's old switch hitter. Let's give him arbitration. And of course, we're going to give Castilla arbitration. So there's ours. Tendering contracts. Obviously, we're going to tender a contract to Childs. He'll be in the rotation. Kevin Espinoza. We'll give him one. Valor. Thompson. Let's have Thompson come up to the MLB level. I'm actually fine with Gonsalves. Same thing with Tanaka. Same thing with Ferris. Huerta. And Hurd. Okay, so if that is the case... what does our bullpen look like? Right, Holder. I probably want one more pitcher now I'm thinking about this. Because Villarreal goes up to AAA. Crum goes to AA. Thurston is up. Paxton goes to AAA at this point. Means Will Benson is at the MLB level. Mario, okay. We're gonna let Eric Ramirez test. So Sanchez, we want to make him an offer. Goldby, we'll make him an offer. If he stays, he stays. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Go all the way through that with Dave Mills. Diaz. Cesar Moreno is 61 overall. Nevin. Actually, let's withdraw that. Okay. Second, Brito. Cosmo. Okay. Cervantes. Let me give it to Gelman. Weber is 24. Holman is 23. He's a developmental guy. And same thing with Garcia. Getting better. Of course, we're going to give an offer to Fletcher Paxton. Nate Mondu, okay. Feldman is 21 years old, so obviously. And Uribe is up there. So Velalde, 100% I do want him. Alamonte, we want him. Houseman, yeah. Watkins is 20 years old. The fielders, Tyler Ramirez. I'll sign him. Ever Cruz, we'll sign him. He's seen some MLB time, so that's why he wants so much. What's up, Montez? Test. We're gonna bring Benson in. McDonald's probably gonna stay there, and Ivy, we're gonna keep going. Okay. So free agents. Alzia, let's go through this by position. Dustin May, Bradley Singer. No qualified offer for Griffin Canning. David Peterson, Jose Urquidy, Zach Gallen is 30. Justice Setfield is 29. Ricky Montes is 33. Okay. Austin Gomer is 32. Like Plazak. Lykoff is 33. I don't see any situation where we have someone that would really do much for us. Freddie Peralta, Cal Crick, Sleggers, Dobnik. I mean, I'm good there. Barinchek. I like what we have, though. That's the thing. The Mordomo? Okay. Let's give him an offer. Let's see if he does something. Kind of a sleeper attempt. Sean Murphy, he is a free agent again. Starting his slow journey down in the stats. First base, nothing big. Vogelbach is here. Riz is here, but we don't really need anyone at this point. I like what we have. Albides does have a qualifying offer. 29 years old. He's going to go back. Nico Horner. We're not going to poach him, but he's out here and he's going to go back to the Cubs. Qualifying offer made for... This is by the Dodgers for Kevin Biggio. Solek has a contract. Okay. Vlad has a contract from the Blue Jays. Okay. And look at his power. Wow. Okay. And Eugenio Suarez. That's interesting. Situational hitter. I mean, what are we looking at here? That's age 31. Luis Robert. Tim Hilliard is interesting. Left-hander. Michael Photo bats left. Okay, so let's kind of look. All the pitchers on our MLB roster are going to be here. These two are going to be up. These three are going to be up. As for catchers, we gave Ronaldo Hernandez a contract, did we not? No, we have not. So since we have not, we are not going to have him on the roster. We're going to let him test elsewhere, batting 240. And we're going to bring up Thurston to be our backup catcher for right now. Okay. So Thurston is up. So we got 25 on the MLB roster. Paxton at AAA. Did we finally bring up Brito? Castilla's at the MLB roster. Can someone play multiple positions? McDonald can. Mackenzie Alamonte. Bryant. Bryant can play all over the place. So Bryant would be able to play on the outfield. We'd have someone that could play short. We already have someone that can play third. Maybe we bring in Eugenio Suarez. Maybe we don't. Let's bring up Brito. So Brito will be at the MLB roster starting this season. I think Cosmo, I think I want to see him more at the more fielding there. Brito's a good fielder. Baez at 33. I think we start getting some look here. Fletcher Paxton is the heir apparent at third, though. And Ironman can play all over the place. And Pasone is all over the place as well. Castilla probably plays on the outfield. And we have one of these guys DH. Which means Smith probably plays first base. Or Castilla's the odd man out. Or we trade someone. 228. 291. 261. Oh, that's interesting. Winker's 32. He's a situational hitter against righties. I don't know. We'll see what we can do there. I'm kind of thinking about dealing Santander. He's not getting any better. He's batting in the 230s. His first year was 285 for us. But he had just made home runs and more RBIs. Had a lot more strikeouts, but that was only in 83 games in 2022. I just feel Winker could be everything. Will Benson becomes the everyday at right field. Winker's the DH. I think we deal Santander. I'm higher on him. Okay, let's kind of see what we get. So let's go with... See if we can get something with Hendricks. I want to know. Ronaldo is gone. Good there. Good there. I might deal Toro. See if anyone wants to make that trade. Okay, let's kind of see what we get there. As for free agents, I mean, I'm not seeing anything that we want to spend a lot of money on. If we send a guy, I would like another reserve. It's decent. They can play all over the place. If we need them to. Real Tapia. He's all outfield. $339. 1 year deal here. Adinio Suarez. I mean, I want him to start at third. And it's not like that upgrades us very, like, a lot by any means. I think if we make a change, it's going to be internally. Let's just see at this point. I don't see anyone that's big that I want to worry about. Could say this is Winker. In right field, it's Will Benson. Yeah, because if I go Santander, it goes Castilla here. But I like Santander because of the switch hitting. That's the thing. So we do DH Winker. Maybe we do that. DH Winker. Santander plays center. Right's Will Benson. And then we have other side Will Benson. When we have it the other way, Dominic Smith becomes the DH. Castilla comes in. Let's just kind of see what we get. James Karinchak goes to Washington. Kind of see how free agency is cracking up here. Bobichette to Detroit. Okay. Jordan Alvarez. Gonna be back to Houston. Dustin May to Seattle. Okay. Or the Brewers. Luis Robert. Reds. Andrew Benintendi to the Rockies. Okay. No one's going for Kyle Tucker, 29 years old. Bats left. He could be good. I could see Vlad going back there. Maybe we'll have Nico Horner with the Rangers. Bradley Singer. Biggio as a qualifying offer made. So I have 2 long reliefs. 6 bullpen arms. We have Collins. Thurston's the backup catcher. Olsen is here at first. Can anyone else play first? Toro and Bryant can play first if need be. Smith can play first if need be. Actually, that would probably be ideal. We might go in with the same roster at this point. Ozzy Albides to the Diamondbacks. Kyle Tucker to the Angels. Jordan Alvarez. Andrew Benintendi to the Rockies. One thing I do want to look at is we had free agency. Let's look at some of the new guys that we did sign. So Edmund Garcia at short. Giovanni Crum, pretty good closer. I think Brendan Watkins, another guy that we did. Here's Huerta, 68. Let's kind of look at it through this way. So I think Jose Herman is new, 64 overall. Dwayne Staples, we didn't see him, so he's new as well. And Riley Blumenthal, new as well. Derek Ewing. Okay. Through here, Salvador Severino, Wayne Franks. The catcher, we had all these catchers. We had all these first basemen. Christopher Avila is a new guy on the roster here. We drafted. Okay. Noah Feldman, I think was on here. Nick Manzanillo. This is a guy we drafted in the last draft. Good contact. We need to get his power up. Edmund Garcia, this guy we drafted last one. And I think we will actually change some stuff around with this. I want him at starting at AA. If I had to guess. Ramirez, Chambers, something here. Maybe Lindsay and Vasquez have been on the team for a bit. Ronaldo Diaz, I don't think he was on the team last year, but I could have been mistaken. No, he wasn't on the team. We have him. Now, I know he had like a huge amount of looking at it. Okay, we're gonna have to wait till next season, I think. Dustin May goes to the Brewers, and Jose Urquidy goes to the Brewers, so upgrading their pitching rotation there. Freddie Peralta to the Red Sox, Nick Senzel to the Reds, Sean Murphy to the Cardinals, Bo Bichette to Detroit. Justice Sheffield comes to the Rangers, so we'll see them. We'll see him. Randy Dobnik, relief pitcher, goes to the Cubs. Tyler Alexander to the Dodgers. We're just going to keep going. David Peterson to the Nats. Bradley Singer to the Astros, so a new starting pitcher that we'll see. Will Smith gets dealt from the Dodgers. And the Dodgers get Gio Urshela, 34 years old, 83 overall. And Blake Sable, right fielder, 27, 79 overall. Zach Gallen is signed by the Twins. Kyle Crick to the D-backs. Austin Gomber to Detroit. Yanni Chirinos to the Mets. Jared Walsh to the Mariners. And we got to set our full 5 draft. I think we're pretty much fine. Yeah, we have 40 men on the roster anyway, so Frankie Montas goes to the Yankees. Aaron Seibel, the Nats. Okay. Willie Adames is dealt from the Yankees. The Yankees acquire Lance McCullers from the Astros, 32 years old, 87 overall. And Daniel Norris, relief pitcher, 32 years old, 82 overall. So big one for the Astros, get Willie Adames. Stephen Strasburg is swapped, a 1-for-1 trade between the Nationals and the D-backs. D-backs give up Andres Diaz, second base, age 25, 84 overall. Okay. That is weird, but the Rays struggled. But Andres Diaz was one of their main players on their offense. Kind of a strange thing what the D-backs are doing there. And Nico Horner is going to come over to the Astros. That makes them even more dangerous. Luis Robert to the Phillies. Kevin Biggio goes back to the Blue Jays after being traded a couple years back. Okay, we've tendered all the contracts that we want to tender. Yeah, at this point. We've given the arbitration. Okay. Tim Anderson is dealt from the Angels to the Red Sox. The Angels acquire Jose Altuve, 35 years old, 87 overall, second baseman, and Jack Sanchez, closing pitcher, 29 years old, and 78 overall. So we'll be seeing Jose Altuve again in the division, and now Jack Sanchez. Edwin Rios signs with the Nats. Keston Hiura goes to the Mariners. Trent Grisham to the Mariners now. Brian Anderson is dealt from the Marlins to the Indians for Diego Castillo, relief pitcher, 32 years old, 87 overall, and Ryan Jensen, starting pitcher, 27 years old, 79 overall. Manuel Margot is dealt from the Blue Jays over to the Indians. Jeremy Paget, second baseman, 20 years old, 22-year-old prospect, second baseman, at 80 overall, goes to the Blue Jays. And Johnny Bullington, starting pitcher, 25 years old, 70 overall. So Blue Jays making some moves here. Kyle Lewis signs with the Pirates. Vladimir Guerrero, after receiving, I believe, a qualifying offer, that is declined, and he goes ahead and it goes to the Phillies. So we'll see him move over to the National League. Michael Chavez signs with the Rays. Winter meetings, nothing to report there. Austin Riley goes to the Red Sox. Joe Musgrove is dealt from the Padres to the Rays, and Michael Gigliotti is dealt to the Padres. Okay. Rule 5 draft. We have the 20th pick. We go Cronin, Vance Vizcaino, Pedro Diaz, and nothing that we see that's from us. Jack Nielsen, 23 years old. Typically I like to pick a pitching prospect. Braxton Ashcroft could be good, but we kind of already have him in our other franchise, so we're not going to do that. I mean, Mota, Zach Birdie. I mean, yeah, there's nothing that I'm particularly fond of here. That I would send my own guys down for. This one. Ooh. Center fielder? We don't really need a center fielder. We're kind of stacked right now there. If I could do anything, it would be catcher. No. And I think we were pretty healthy at relief pitching. I think we're pretty healthy at starting pitching, to say the least. I'd say we were pretty healthy at closer as well. We're going to put Villarreal probably up in the MLB roster. If we do send Hendricks somewhere and Holder, well, Villarreal becomes the closer at that point. And I do like that aspect. 4-seam curveball changeup. At 22 years old, I think you do work. But Holder's the guy that's had some good stuff for us 2 years ago. But I do like that from Hendricks. We are not gonna get anyone. Yeah. I typically like to do pitchers, but we're gonna skip our selection. Ashcroft does go to the Padres. There's Zach Birdie, Sully Montes, Andy Yerzy. Okay. So Zach Birdie goes over here. I saw one. Ashcraft goes to the Padres. This could be a pretty good signing for them. If he performs well. Ty Buttery goes to the Red Sox in exchange for AJ Minter going to the Royals. Okay. Gonna bolster the bullpen. Brian Reynolds signs with the Blue Jays. Rafael Devers is dealt from the Reds to the Braves. And the Reds get Marcel Ozuna, left fielder, age 35, 86 overall. And Luke Jackson, a relief pitcher, 33 years old, 85 overall. This is a dump by the Braves, it looks like. And the Braves want to get a player that can play in the infield for a couple of years, it looks like. Willie Castro goes to the Mariners. Tommy Edman goes to the Padres, so he goes and probably backs up Tatis. Okay, arbitration for Zach Collins. Max Muncy signs with the Padres. Okay, so we're already in spring training at this point. Now let's see. Pretty much every starting pitcher and their mother's up here. Levi Clayton is up here. Well, that's one thing I am interested in. Espinoza, can he play at the MLB level? He can. Can he play well? Tabor is solidified as our 3 or 4. It's a fight over who's going to be in a bullpen, really. I like that with Leitzinger. Fry did fantastic last year. Villarreal is going to be at AAA. We'll worry about AA after this. Zach Collins, Santos Sanchez. We'll have him up at the MLB level for this portion, but Goldschmidt's up the MLB level for this season. But I think we're going to end up designating him for assignment. I want to see Bilalde. Same thing with Cruz, Ramirez as well. I want to see him up here. Castilla, I want to see him. I want to see a little bit of Benson. Okay. If I were to bring up 2 other players, who would it be? I think it would be the man, the myth, the legend, Fletcher Paxton. $40-man roster. To the MLB you go. And Cosmo out of the 40-man roster, and to the MLB you go. Okay, so that'll be the look. That means, pitching rotation-wise, Luzardo, Ohtani, Tabor, Childs, Hendricks. We're obviously going to see some of these guys in here, 100%. at this portion. For the lineups, Passon is short, Santander in center, Olsen first, Smith in left, Will Benson will be in right, Zach Collins catcher, Baez second, Bryant at third, and Winker as the DH. So we're in no DH, Winker's in right, and Benson's on the bench. Against left-handed pitchers, where is... Hold on. Where's Will Benson? There he is. It's against right... Ooh, against right-handers... Against left-handers, we probably go Toro. But no DH. What's this? Oh, it's very... That's a good question. Nope. Benson's on right. Benson with that arm. We gotta have that. Okay. We're no DH. Winker's got to be out there. Okay. So contract extensions. Tabor goes into arbitration now. We're out that. We'll see what we do with Kopech. Liam Hendricks, free agent. We'll see how he does. Zach Collins, same thing. We'll see how he does. Thurston is in arbitration. We'll see how Goldschmidt does. Toro is in arbitration. Passon is a free agent. And we want to keep Passon in as long as possible. So 5-year. $5-year, $120 million. Jeez. That is a lot of money. Steele's in arbitration. And we got to worry about Collins. And Collins wants 16 a year. Okay. So, yeah. Ouch. But we can't keep everyone by any means. Our budget is $20 million right now. God, this hurts. Well, that'll be $9 million here. We'll have to worry about with Leitzinger. Let's see how Lowe does. It might be a time to deal Santander at that point. Or Winker. Or it might be time to move on from Zach Collins. Fry. Okay, this is... It's going to be a very tough decision by any means. Very tough decision. So one thing I did want to look at, what is it? Transactions, roster history. Here we go. So Tabor was that trade from Arizona. We got Liam Hendricks in free agency. We added Montoya. Puerto was a draft pick last year. Feldman was a draft pick. It was Feldman. No, this is the ones we want. So here is the first year player draft. So Jose Herman, Ronaldo Diaz. That's right, we got two because of someone took one of our players. That's right. Oh, we got like three in the first round. And Edmund Garcia. The second round, we took Giovanni Crum, Rick Manzanillo, or Manzanillo. Okay. And then also Riley Blumenthal. That's right. We had two comp picks and one competitive pick, I think. Christopher Lavila. Okay. Peter Yamazaki. Okay. In the third, we grab Derek Ewing. And then Dwayne Staples. And that was really our only one there. We do sign Christopher Domoromo. We saw him in free agency. We traded for Winker from Minnesota in 2024, the year beforehand. And we get Will Benson out of that trade as well. I'm not sure who we traded away in that one. Zach Collins. Chris Bryant trade was last year. We saw Valade in free agency there. Same thing with Goldschmidt. Dominic Smith was a great add-on. Hendricks, Tabor was a trade. Okay, so that's pretty much all of our roster, how our players got there. That is that. Pending Brandon Marsh. I'm good. I mean, I'm not good, but this... He's an outright assignment waiver, so they designated him for assignment. Because they're moving him down. I mean, nice to get him. At the end of the day, what does that mean? If we could pull up Marsh, does he go in? Does he stay at the MLB level? Probably. And that gives me a depth. Because Cruz isn't ready. I mean, that means what? It means Castilla isn't at the MLB level? No, that means... So one guy would have to go down. Probably Zambrano. You know what? Let's see if we can get him in waivers. I think it would be a good... It'd be a good pickup. Claim Brandon Marsh. Okay. So here we are. We're ready to go into the next year. Some of the projected 2027 top free agents. Francisco Lindor, which is still progressing. Garrett Crochet should be progressing highly well. Same thing with Acuna. Barrios is on that top end, probably about 31, 32 at this point. Ketel Marte is like 31, 32. And Lindor is still going up just because he's playing so well. So there is that. Let's see if there's anyone on the trade block. Nope. So maybe we put some players on the trade block. Whoops. Update trade block. So if I had to make some, let's put Kopech on there. Thompson's going to stay. See if Zambrano, if I can deal him. Aoki's going to be at the MLB roster this season. Let's see what I can get from Hendricks. Liam Hendricks. I like Brito. I like Cosmo. So these are good guys to come up. Gelman's 26. Obviously, Baez isn't going anywhere. The guy has been spectacular for us. Toro is another thing. I think he could go somewhere and start. And Fletcher Paxton is the heir apparent at third. So let's see if Toro, Son Ironman. See if Ironman, if I could deal him, because Valde is the guy that probably comes up and plays in the infield before anyone else. Dominic Smith, Castilla. We're going to keep the outfield. And I'll tell you why. Dominic Smith can come in and play first if we have some issues. Castilla can play all the positions. Santander can. Will Benson can. And Winker can. We don't have any big position players in the infield besides Bryant. Baez can play one position. And Olsen can play right. And Thurston can play a couple positions. But that's about it. So that kind of puts us at an impasse, depending on we have some injuries, that we won't be able to fill it as quick or easy as we normally do, which is fine. So we'll kind of see how we do with that. If I could do stuff, let's go with first base, second base, the best that we can get. Who's at second? Baez? So Baez and Olsen are first. At third is Chris Bryant. We like that. At short is Basone. And left is Smith. Center is Santander. Right field, we're platooning right now. Catcher, I think we're good. Closer, maybe we can get a better relief for starting pitcher. Maybe a better closer. Need some help with third or center. I feel like we're pretty good, and I like how our roster is looking right now. Will Benson comes up, plays some right. That's big. Collins coming off a great All-Star season. Baez coming off a great season. Bryant coming off a great season. Winker going to step in that DH role. The guy's been a monster. Dominic Smith has been one of the best signings that we've had in this franchise. He's now at 89 overall. Olsen is still up in the 93, still increasing. Santander's at 78, but the guy has power, and that's what's great. Pasone slowly getting better and better and better. Kind of increasing his vision, but his fielding is fantastic. So, Eric Castillo waiting in the wings at 23. Toro is 29, so we might deal him. Thurston's a backup catcher at this point. Burrito at 24. Ramirez will probably be dealt. Sanchez kind of waiting for his time. Everett Cruz. Goldschmidt's depth. Valdez, a guy that's waiting to come in. So if we had to exchange our entire infield right now besides Olsen and Baez, let's say everyone retires. So what does it become? Cruz at first. No, Thurston at first. Paxton at third. Vilalde at short. Cosmo at second. Browse outfield would be Castilla, Will Benson, and toss up between and probably Everett Cruz. No toss up, Everett Cruz. So I think we have enough thoughts, and then Toro's in there, kind of moving around. Okay, I think we have enough that I feel that if we had to field an entirely different team, entirely different infield, in outfield, we have enough depth on the roster that we don't need to do anything crazy. Because at this point, who do we might trade what? Toro, Ramirez, maybe Sanchez. Goldschmidt stays on the roster for a year. Because at the end of the day, if anything, he's a DH. And maybe we trade Ironman. Because we have Cosmo and Paxton and all these guys. So I think we're good. I think we're 100% good. One thing I'm going to look through is, did we have any All-Stars that were a D? I think I already did this. I don't think I ever changed. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't. I never changed him. Now he's a C potential. And I'll kind of do that with a whole bunch of other players as well. So I've done that for everyone else. I just forgot to do him. Did him, so. Because he shouldn't have been a D potential at that. He should have been in a C. I remember that's one thing I did forget to do after one of the episodes. So, at this point, even though we have, what? 30, 20, 25 million. So we are only spending 184 million after the World Series win. Our GM has given us a little bit more budget. So we're at a team revenue of 223 million at this point. So it increased about, I don't know, 5 or 10 million at that point. And we've kind of been released a couple more million to retain the team. But it's still up to me as the manager to make it in there. So right now, we are in the next year. And at this point, of course, job security is high. Talking about we need to win. We did win the division series. Our new yearly goal is, again, reach the playoffs. We are the 4th ranked overall team. We are 15th in contact hitting, 3rd in power hitting, 10th in pitching, 7th in defense, and 20th in speed on paper. I think we're better at speed than what it is. Let's look at top prospects going into the new year and see who is going to be at the MLB level. So Juan Rodriguez is going to take his shots here. Alberto Zavala, okay. Santos Sanchez, the guy we're going to have up. We're going to see him 4th best prospect in the league right now. At least projected tops prospects. Octavio Hura, okay, starting pitcher. Alfredo Villarreal, okay. Jeremiah Jackson, okay, 80 overall. Marcos Brito, probably needs some more work though at AAA though. Get those batting. Xavier Edwards, Martin Calor, Vidal Brujan, can be at the MLB level. Fletcher Paxton at 25th. He's going to probably start at AAA, and we'll see what he can do at AAA, see what damage he can do. 23 years old. We're going to bring him along slowly. But I think at 24, 25, he is going to be up in the rotation, probably taking over a major position. Probably 3rd. He is our heir apparent at 3rd. Okay. Ronald Brito. Tom Hong, 21 years old. Okay. Adam Kloffenstein with the Yankees. Braxton Ashcroft has to be at the MLB level. Jeffrey Ramos. Okay, so that will be that. One thing I do want to look at is Will Benson. Does he start? 2023, he was with Minnesota. It looks like he was traded. He would be a great piece in our Cubs franchise. Will Benson. Okay. So thanks for hanging out, guys. That's the off season. In the next episode, we will go in and play some spring training. Hopefully, we get to see some spring training. Biggest thing last season is we didn't really change much of the roster, and we had no injuries, and we really didn't have much to show when it came to the whole thing, to the off season. But we have a couple of questions right now. The questions going into the new year is Will Benson playing right? Is he the everyday right fielder, at least for us in DH role? Or is Castillo breaking the main role there? For 3rd, How does Fletcher Paxton do? Ryan Valde. The heir apparent at second base, technically, to take over for Javier Baez, who's 33. But Brito's up here as well. So maybe we'll see that. Olsen, doing well. What do we do at catcher? Zach Collins is 31 years old. Still getting better, but hey, I think we're doing a good thing. And what do we do in pitching? So Luzardo is 28. So we know he's solidified on the roster. Same thing with Ohtani, is 31 years old. So I think he is solidified at this point where he is. I think I'm going to use him more as a pitcher this season than two-way. And we'll let him kind of go in on some sim games. Matt Tabor at 26 years old, 85 overall. The guy was spectacular last season. Kopech, does he stay on the bench or does he get dealt? I honestly think we might deal him, to be honest with you. He started that first season, went not great. This was a sim season, remember, a sim franchise. So, I mean, he's been a bullpen arm his entire career with us, so maybe we trade him. Emmett Childs, 4.35, 12 and 10, 163 innings pitched last season. He was great. And I think he continues in that fourth or fifth starter. Hendricks is still on the roster, and we are definitely going to keep on pitching Kyle Hendricks. And what he's given us is 12 and 13 the first season, 17 and 8 in his second season with us, second full season with us, and 217.2 innings. A 15 and 11 season last year and 207 innings. And he stayed around about a 320 to 360, a little bit higher, and a 3.87 last year. And in year two, that 3.99. But whip, 1.2, had some good quality starts in 18. So, I mean, he played fantastic. And there's no reason we should go away from how he's pitching. So, I have that. That begs to differ the question of, I think it's time to bring up Zach Thompson to be our bullpen arm. And we give Calor, Espinoza, we give these guys another year at 22 and 23 years old. Some more time. Maybe we bring up Nelson Koo. Maybe he's the first one up. Nelson Koo with the bullpen arm comes up after Kopech is dealt, and maybe we end up dealing someone else. Maybe if we deal Hendricks, Holder becomes the closer at that point because he has proven that he can do it with some good ERA last season. And maybe he becomes the save guy, and Aoki stays up at the majors, and we go there. We go that direction, and we both keep Zach Thompson up there and Nelson Koo, and we see what Koo and Thompson can do. And if there is an injury at that point, maybe Nelson Koo comes in and does it at 26 years old. Get him up in the roster. I want to kind of see what he can do. That's one of the biggest things. And we kind of hold off Calor and Espinoza for when Hendricks retires, and if we go another direction with Shohei. Shohei's contract is $22 million. So there's that. Thing is, Shohei bet $265 last season. So there's that. Yeah. So that's the thought process. That'll be it for this episode, guys. Go and leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.